and welcome back to my channel. My name is Jamie, and today I am so happy to say that I am doing the Booktube anniversary tag. So it has been quite a minute since I've done a tag. I love doing them, but I like to save them for really particular moments, and this is one of the best moments. It's a YouTube anniversary, my very first anniversary, and I am so thankful for all of you that have subscribed so far. Thank you so much for being here. I can't believe it's been 1 year and I'm just getting started. This has been the most joyful experience, and I am so excited to see what more we can do. So I do have my laptop here in front of me where I will be reading off the questions. This tag was originally created by Book Your Imagination, and I will leave the link to the original video below. Let's get right into it. The first question asks, which anniversary are you celebrating? And that is, of course, my very first anniversary. Question number 2 is, which genre does your channel focus on? And I would love to read more across all genres. I'm really not a person that is has to be in one genre. I tend to care more about the story and the execution over the strict genre guidelines. But that being said, I am a literary fiction girl, so those are the ones that attract my attention and my interest. Though recently, over the past year here on Booktube, I have been reading more horror just because I feel like there's so much that can be done in that space. I've definitely dabbled in other genres, and I am working to expand my scope of what I am reading. Question number 3 is, what are you most proud of on your channel so far? I don't know if this is referring to a specific video or just something in general, what are you proud of in the last year? And I think truly what I'm most proud of is the fact that I started, that I actually committed and put myself out there, decided to do this, and I think that's such a big thing. I am a content creator in my real life to some degree. I don't know. I don't really like the word content, but that is what it's called. But I am a creator in my real life outside of Booktube. But of course, it is different when you're doing things you are doing it for yourself and you are doing it without any help, without any resources or anything like that. So I knew that just because of my kind of perfectionist nature that would be a big hurdle. But to be honest, when I started this channel, I was like, here's what I want to do. I want to talk about books. I want to interact with the other amazing creators in the Booktube space. And I just want to enjoy my time. More than anything, this is a hobby. This is something that I love. I love reading. I love talking about books. I love sharing this kind of joyous space, this little section of the internet. I just think it's so welcoming and incredible, and I just wanted to be a part of it. And that is more than anything what I wanted to do. So I just said, you know what? They don't have to be perfect. They just need to be out there. And that's what I'm most proud of. I'm most proud of just being okay with starting where I was starting, because I think you can look at some huge booktubers who have been doing it for a really long time, or any kind of creator in YouTube space, but it's easy to look at those massive creators and say that is what you need to be right away. That's just not how it works. So I'm most proud of starting where I was and just getting out there. Question number 4 is, do I receive ARCs? For those of you who do not know, ARCs, that means advanced reader copies of books. So these are copies of books that have not been released yet. They are upcoming releases. And I'm so happy to say that yes, I actually do receive ARCs, which is very surprising considering how new my channel is and how, relatively small my subscriber count is. I would not expect that someone at my level just starting out would have access to ARCs, but it's true. I have received ARCs. I've received them a couple different ways. One of them I discovered last November. I went to a bookstore and I learned that they actually had ARCs that were on a shelf, and you got a free ARC with any purchase of any other book. So I kind of started going back there as my way to get ARCs. So that one was obviously anybody could do that. You don't need to be a creator or anything like that. Anybody could do it. So that was great. And then actually just recently, so exciting, I just received my first round of approvals to work with NetGalley. And NetGalley is a source, an online collective of authors and publishers and reviewers where all three of those come together to provide insight on upcoming releases. So the way it works is that you sign up for an account, you request upcoming releases to read and review, and the more you review, the more you get the opportunity to get more new releases. So very exciting. I just received my first round of approvals and I could not be more excited for what I have coming up. You will see very soon in the next month or so my first round of reviews from NetGalley. So yeah, that's really exciting, especially being such a newbie YouTube creator, Booktube creator. I'm so excited to finally be in the NetGalley space because that is really gonna be a big just like a big game changer for my channel. Question number 5, what kind of videos do you like to do most on your channel? Good question. Honestly, just whatever I'm feeling like. I think that's the joy of having a channel that you get to run by yourself, is that what you want to do is what you get to do. I have enjoyed doing themed reading vlogs. I haven't done a ton of them yet. And I've kind of run into the big problem of they take a really long time, especially because with my own reading taste, I don't like to read a bunch of the same stuff all at once. I like to read one thing and then like go to some completely different genre or completely different subject matter. So it does end up taking me a little bit of time to actually get through those, which is a challenge, but those are definitely fun. I do like a reading vlog just because it's very real and authentic and in the moment and doesn't require a lot of production value, as if any of the things I do really require a high level of production value. But even as much as I'm doing right now kind of required a little bit of work. So that's just to say that more goes on behind the scenes, But so yeah, reading vlogs I do really like. And then also I have wanted to dip into the travel space just a little bit because it is something that I'm really passionate about. And I do have, actually my most popular video on this channel is my Atlantis versus Bahamar travel video. And I have a super big travel project that I have been working on for the entirety of 2023 that I'm hoping to release relatively soon. I keep saying I'm gonna release it next month and it keeps not happening, so I won't hold myself to anything. But I definitely think that those are so much fun because it is just, they're a lot of work, but I really feel like I feel so accomplished when I do them. Question number 6 is, what kind of videos do you watch on other people's channels? Ooh, great question. I really love the Booktube videos that are a crazy fun concept. Of course, our queen, Kayla from Books and Lala, is the best at this. She always has really fun video concepts, like reading like your horoscope or something like that. Like those I think are really fun. I also love TBR games. I love to see people do the TBR jar and the dice game and stuff like that. I love that. I love seasonal TBRs. Love to see those. I also love the spicy ones that are like, 10 things I hate in books or something like that. Like, I love to see what people really love and dislike in books. It's just fun for me. It's just fun. Honestly though, I really will watch anything on Booktube. I just love books and I love hearing people's opinions on books. So if one of my favorite booktubers puts out a video, I'm watching. Question number 7 says, was there anything you tried on your channel last year that didn't work? I mean, yes, in the sense that I've put out videos that I'm like, ooh, probably not my best work, but I feel like you have to do things that don't work in order to figure out what does work. Again, this is part of just me being a creative in my role outside of Booktube. I've definitely learned that like you cannot really understand what makes you stand out unless you try things. And that might mean that sometimes it fails. Or that might mean that sometimes you have an idea, but in execution, it really doesn't come out the same or something like that. So I don't know. To be honest, I think if there is one thing that I might change, it's that I have got to figure out a way to do reading vlogs that works for me. And I think that this is just part of being a newbie, booktuber, is that you want to take ideas from other people because you've been inspired by them and you're like, oh, they did their reading vlog like this and I really enjoyed watching that, so I'm going to do my reading vlog like this too. But then when you do it, it's like it's completely different and honestly probably doesn't work as well. I think that's part of the experience too of being a creator, of just learning that like it is not the like content in isolation that makes it good. It is the creator. It's what they bring to it, what they are doing differently or something like that. So I think that I'm still on the hunt to figure out the exact way that I want to do my reading vlogs. Don't know if I skipped a question here, but the next question is there anything that you've done on your channel that you won't continue doing? The only thing I can really think of is I'm gonna maybe change up how I do my wrap-ups. I don't tend to love monthly wrap-ups just because most of the time the books that I've read in that month are getting into a video of some sort. Either it's a reading vlog or a dedicated review or like something like that. So there's just, I don't feel the need to do a wrap-up because I've already talked about them at length most of the time. But I do like to do a seasonal one, so I don't know. I probably won't continue to do monthly wrap-ups. I've already stopped doing them because I don't really see the point, even though probably for like viewer engagement and earning more subscribers, that probably would make sense. I just feel like I'm repeating myself a lot, so I don't know if that's going to be something I continue to do unless I can find a really engaging way to do it. Question number 9, is there anything that you plan on doing more of this year? Yes, I plan on doing more dedicated reviews for recent or early releases. Again, I just mentioned I was approved for my first round of ARCs through NetGalley, which is really awesome. And also I'm kind of like being more intentional about early releases and making sure that I get my hands on them super early as possible, so that I can put out a timely dedicated review for it. I know that some booktube channels don't do dedicated reviews anymore, but it's still something that I find really valuable. I know whenever I read a book, one of the first things I do is just go and look up reviews and see who's liking it, who's disliking it, what's going on, what are people thinking. So I still find value in them, and especially for new releases, I really want to be intentional about those dedicated reviews and figure out how can I make these videos the most valuable to different types of viewers. So I will definitely be doing more of those in my future, as well as more travel content, hopefully. It's definitely been somewhat of a challenge to do travel content, and I've had so many ideas for travel content I wanted to do. I just felt like I wasn't really prepared because they are a ton of work. So because of that, I certainly have not got out as much as I wanted, but I'm gonna see if I can ramp that up next year. Question number 10 is there anything new that you plan to add on your channel for next year? I'm not sure. I don't have anything that comes to mind right now, but as I get into posting videos more frequently, I would like to do more of the like TBR games or some of the other like shorter videos, maybe more tags as well. So those are not necessarily new, but just to say that like I want to do more short form content so that I can post more frequently. Really the situation was this has been a really crazy year because when I started Booktube, I was in a very different place than I am now a year later. And for a large part of this year, I was not able to edit the videos. I didn't have time, or I didn't have my equipment. I didn't have a computer to edit on. So that was really difficult. I could not do any videos. And because of that, I felt like I really was in like a lull with my channel and I didn't have the momentum. So now I want to do more and more frequent short form content to kind of make up some ground. Question number 12 is, what are some challenges you face on your channel? I think that my challenges are, I wish I had better equipment, but I don't want to invest really a lot of money into adding equipment until I have a better and more solidified schedule, until I, can justify it a little bit better. It's really just because, again, like I mentioned earlier, with being a professional creator outside of Booktube, I know the level that I would like to be at, but I also know that like it doesn't make sense to do that right now. So that's been a challenge, is that I don't always have the setup that I would like. And then another challenge is just being able to read the books on time. I'm sure that's not a new Booktube challenge, but for example, I try to do a reading vlog that's themed, and it could take me months to complete all of the books that I want to include in that reading vlog because I don't like to read them back to back. So I guess that's my own personal problem. Question number 12 is, what equipment do you use to film your videos? Not much, to be honest. I do have a professional editing software, not that I even really like use it to its full capabilities or any capabilities at all. It's just the editing software I've always felt the most comfortable with. Again, for me, Booktube is truly a hobby, and I'm not to the point where I want it to be this like super high production value. Like truly, I am very inspired by Booktube channels that are just people just talking in front of their camera about books that they love. Like that is really inspiring to me. Like, yes, I love the channels with huge production quality. Obviously, they're amazing. They've been doing this for a really long time, but I am really, really inspired by the more chill channels. And that still involves a ton of work, like to make it feel so laid back. That's actually a lot of work. But some channels that I am just very, very inspired by, Emmy from Emmy Reads. We have Nakia's Hideaway, absolutely adore her. Bandy's Books, I really, really love her channel. And honestly, there's a lot more. I follow a lot of Booktube channels. So I definitely am very inspired by people who just share this love of books. Like truly, that is what I am here for. I am here to find people who have a similar reading taste. I know it's not even possible to find people with an exact reading taste. It's literally not possible, but just to find people who you agree with, or even people that you don't have the same reading taste with, but it's just like you can just feel their love for reading and for books. Like that is what I'm here for. So I forgot the question. I forgot what question I'm answering. Oh, the question was about equipment. Well, that was just a very long-winded excuse for why I don't have good equipment. It's part of the vibe. It's obviously, this is just living life. That's the vibe. That's the vibe here. Okay, question 13 is, what is your one best piece of advice you can give to another booktuber? I don't know. I don't think I'm really worthy of giving advice, but I think for any creative, really, I think, and actually I learned this at yoga. Yoga taught me this and I really took it to heart. It's just start where you are. Start where you are and try not to compare yourselves to others. I'm sure you've been told that 1,000,000 times, but truly start where you are. You can't, be this like massive, great channel without starting, with 0 subscribers and just putting something out there. And it might be low budget and it might be really relaxed. And honestly, your first couple are probably going to be terrible. I know mine are terrible and like I do video creation for a career. So it's just part of the process. It's just learning what works and what makes sense for you and what's authentic to you as a creator, and just being okay with that starting point, no matter what it is. I mean, certainly, no matter how good I potentially get in the future, there will always be a time where I'm always looking back at a video that I made at whatever point in my career or success level, whatever, and I'm gonna be like, oh, that could be improved. Like no matter what level you're at. So I think just being okay with where you are today, that's the most important thing. And the last question is, what is the best part of having a Booktube channel? The best part is, of course, just being a part of the community. And I mean, I just love to finally get the opportunity to, be a part of the ARC reading, to be a part of readathons, to celebrate the seasons, because there is no place like Booktube to celebrate the changing of the seasons. Just to chat with other creators and other booktubers and just have this kind of like this mutual love for books. It's just such a wholesome and amazing hobby, and it's fun. It's fun to be a part of that community. And honestly, I feel like, even when I'm putting out videos, I don't care if nobody is listening. Like seriously, if you are listening, I am so grateful for you. But honestly, even if nobody was listening, I would still enjoy doing this because I just love to talk about books. And that's the best thing. The best thing is that there is a space to talk about this honestly pretty niche interest. Like Booktube and book communities are still so niche in the grand scheme of our culture. So just having a space for it is really what's the best part. Okay, and that is it. That is all the questions. So thank you so much for being here. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I am just so thankful that anyone wants to hear my opinions on books at all. So it's amazing. It's amazing that I've been able to garner any subscriber. I mean, like that's just crazy that anybody out there wants to hear what I have to say. So it's been a great year. I'm still learning a lot. I'm still really just starting out, especially because I had such a lull there where I really couldn't do anything. So I felt like I wasn't putting out as much as I wanted to. I wasn't doing as much as I wanted to. But I know that like I have this new like reinvigorated energy and that I'm taking into year 2. And I am so excited for everything that's to come. That's it. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, your week, your month, your year. I'm so happy that you are here, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.